Right now, your birds are using secret signals to warn each other about dangers, like a snake near the feeder or a hawk circling overhead. You've seen them freeze mid-flight. You've heard their sudden, sharp calls. But what exactly are they saying? Stay to the end, because we'll show you the hidden language they use to keep each other safe. Number 1. The alarm call that can silence an entire flock is one of nature's most effective communication tools. Picture this. A blue jay lets out a sharp, clear sound, and within moments every bird nearby freezes. This call, according to the Cornell Lab of Ornithology, acts as a universal warning signal for predators. It's not just a sound, it's a lifeline for birds in your yard, helping them survive. The blue jay's call can be heard up to 500 feet away, making it a powerful tool for early detection. What this means for you is that your yard is part of a larger network of avian communication, where safety is shared across species. This alarm call doesn't just stop birds in your yard, it sends ripples through the entire neighborhood. The clear sound is recognized by over 30 species, from finches to woodpeckers, each reacting in their own way. Some may flee, others may hide, but all heed the warning. Research from the University of Washington reveals that birds can learn these calls from one another, forming a kind of shared language across different species. This means that the blue jay's call isn't just its own, it's part of a larger conversation that birds in your yard are participating in. Understanding this gives you a glimpse into the complex world of avian communication that happens right outside your window. What's fascinating is that this shared language doesn't just warn of immediate threats. It can influence behavior for days. Birds in your yard may become more cautious, or even change their feeding patterns after hearing a single alarm call. The implications stretch far beyond just survival, shaping the social and ecological dynamics of your local bird population. But this is only the beginning of the story. What other signals do birds use to communicate, and how do they shape the lives of the creatures around them? Stay with us as we uncover the next secret of backyard bird behavior. Number 2. The silent language of flight patterns is a hidden conversation in your yard. When a bird suddenly darts in a zigzag or drops low to the ground, it's not just reacting, it's sending a message. This subtle language is used by many species to warn others of danger without a single sound. Red-winged blackbirds, for example, use this technique to signal nearby birds to take cover. It's a natural, instinctive form of communication that keeps entire flocks safe. What this means for you is that every flight you see in your yard is part of a larger unspoken dialogue This behavior isn't limited to a single species or habitat. It's a shared survival strategy. In open areas like fields and wetlands, birds are more vulnerable, so they rely on these visual cues to coordinate escape efforts. A 2019 study in the journal PNAS found that this kind of flight communication is far more common than previously thought. Some birds even mimic the flight patterns of others to confuse predators. It's a complex, unspoken language that your backyard birds practice daily. Observing these movements can give you a deeper understanding of their world. Imagine how much they're telling you with every flutter and dive. These silent warnings are a testament to the intelligence and adaptability of birds. They can read the air, interpret the movements of others, and act accordingly. What you might see as a random flight is actually a carefully choreographed signal in a much larger story. This behavior shows how deeply birds are connected to their environment and to each other. The next time you see a sudden change in flight, think about the message it might be carrying. There's more to these movements than meets the eye, and the rest of the story is just beginning. Number 3. The sound of a bird's heartbeat is not just a curious fact, it's a survival tool hidden in plain sight. When a black-capped chickadee spots a predator, it emits a unique, rhythmic call that mimics the sound of a heartbeat. This isn't random, it's a signal that quickly spreads among nearby birds, triggering a chain reaction of alarm. Scientists have recorded this behavior, revealing how the chickadee's call is so distinct that other birds can identify the threat in seconds. What this means for you is that your yard might be filled with secret conversations happening in the blink of an eye. This discovery adds a new layer to understanding how birds communicate in plain sight. Imagine your backyard as a stage where a silent drama unfolds with every rustle of leaves. The heartbeat-like calls of the chickadee are more than just a sound. They're a language of urgency. When one bird detects danger, its call acts like a beacon, alerting others in a matter of moments. This is a survival strategy honed over generations, where even the smallest species can influence the safety of an entire flock. Researchers at the University of Oregon have captured these sounds, proving that nature's solutions are often elegant and deeply interconnected. The next time you hear a strange rhythm in the trees, you might be listening to a message carried by birds, whispering warnings across the canopy. What sets these calls apart is their precision and speed. Birds recognize the heartbeat rhythm faster than most humans can blink. It's a reminder that even the most subtle sounds in nature hold profound meaning. This behavior shows how birds are constantly adapting to their environment, using sounds that may seem odd to us but are critical to their survival. The next time you're in your yard, listen closely. There might be a hidden language of survival unfolding just beyond your hearing. What other secrets might your birds be sharing through the air and trees? Number 4. The secret of the scolding call is a behavior that goes deeper than it seems. When a bird lets out a sharp, repetitive scold, it's not just expressing frustration, it's sending a message across the yard. This call is a warning, a rallying cry, and a strategy for survival. Birds like the American robin use it to intimidate potential threats, such as cats or squirrels, and to alert others in the neighborhood. This behavior is part of a complex language that helps flocks stay safe and coordinated. What this means for you is that your yard may be part of a larger, hidden network of communication among birds. The scolding call is not just a noise, it's a strategy that has evolved over time. In urban areas where human presence is constant, birds are adapting their calls to be more aggressive and frequent. This is especially noticeable in places where birds and humans coexist closely, like city parks or suburban gardens. The 2020 study from the University of California found that these calls can be a life-saving tactic, helping birds avoid predators and increasing the survival rates of entire flocks by as much as 25%. Your presence in the yard might even influence how birds use their scolding calls, making them more alert or more aggressive depending on the environment. This interaction between wildlife and humans is a fascinating area of study and observation. What makes this behavior even more remarkable is the level of coordination it implies. Each scold can be a signal to others, triggering a chain reaction of defensive actions. Whether it's a sparrow, a cardinal, or a robin, these calls are a form of collective intelligence that ensures the safety of the entire community. The next time you hear a sharp, repetitive scold from your backyard, consider that it might be a call to action, a warning from a feathered neighbor, or even a sign that your yard is part of a larger story of survival. What will you learn next about the voices in your own backyard? Number 5. The language of feeder signals is a hidden conversation happening right in your yard. Imagine your backyard as a bustling marketplace where birds are the traders and feeders are the stalls. Birds use specific calls to communicate with each other about the food availability at feeders. This behavior is like a coded language where each call has a unique meaning. For example, a sharp, high-pitched note may mean a feeder is full, while a low, drawn-out call may signal it's empty. What this means for you is that your yard is a stage for a complex social network, full of silent signals and shared knowledge. During the winter months, when natural food sources become scarce, these coded messages become even more vital for survival. The northern cardinal and dark-eyed junco are known to use these signals to synchronize feeding times, ensuring that they avoid competition and waste. These birds are like the early risers of the avian world, using their calls to alert others to the best feeding spots. This behavior helps them conserve energy and increase their chances of finding food. It's a clever strategy that shows how birds adapt to their environment in ways we might not even notice. This is a reminder that even in cold, quiet days, your yard is alive with purpose. The next time you hear a series of calls near your feeder, consider that it might be more than just a random chirp. It could be a bird sharing crucial information with its neighbors. These signals are part of a larger language that shapes the daily lives of birds in your yard. Understanding these calls can deepen your connection to the wildlife around you and reveal the hidden complexity of their world. It's a reminder that your yard is not just a place for feeding birds, but a hub of social interaction and survival strategy. What might be the next message in this ongoing conversation? Stay tuned as we uncover more secrets of avian communication. Number 6. The mating call that also means danger. This is a fascinating twist in the language of birds. The eastern bluebird song, familiar and melodic, is not just a love letter to a mate, but also a warning to nearby birds about potential threats. When a bluebird sings, it might be advertising its territory, but it could also be sounding the alarm about a predator nearby. This dual-purpose call is a remarkable adaptation that allows birds to communicate efficiently in complex environments. What this means for you is that your yard might be a hub of hidden communication, where every song carries multiple meanings. The next time you hear a bluebird's call, listen closely. It might be saying more than you think. The dual use of the bluebird song is not just a unique trait. It's a survival strategy deeply embedded in their behavior. The National Audubon Society's 2022 study found that this call is especially common in regions where predators are frequently present. By using the same sound for both attraction and alert, bluebirds save energy and avoid exposing themselves to danger by having to develop separate calls. This behavior is not limited to bluebirds alone, though it's one of the most well-documented cases. Imagine your yard becoming a stage for these secret conversations, where birds are constantly on alert and yet still finding love. The complexity of their communication is something you can observe every time you step outside. What makes this behavior even more intriguing is that it's believed to enhance the bluebird's chances of survival in high-risk environments. The call serves as a silent pact among birds. When one sings, others listen, and the information is passed along like a whisper through the trees. This kind of shared communication is rarely seen in the animal kingdom and highlights the intelligence of these small, colorful birds. The next time you hear that familiar song, you'll be listening to a message that could mean safety for an entire flock. And if you're wondering what other secrets the birds might be sharing, you're in for a surprising journey. You stand quietly in the backyard, heart still, as a blue jay flits from branch to branch, wings beating in a rhythm that seems almost like a heartbeat. In that moment, you feel it. A whisper of connection, a silent conversation between birds that you are somehow part of. It's not just survival, it's a fragile, sacred bond carried on the wind. You are not alone in this world, and neither are they. The message they carry is not just for them, it's for you too. You close your eyes, and for a moment, you are not just watching, you are listening. Not with your ears, but with something deeper, something older. You feel the weight of the world on your shoulders, but also the lightness of being part of something greater. These birds, so small, so wild, are teaching you what it means to belong. And in that belonging, there is a quiet, sacred peace. It is not about belief or science, it is about knowing, in your bones, that you are part of a story far bigger than yourself. The next time you see a bird freeze or hear a sudden call from the bushes, what will you do? Will you look closer, listen more carefully, or share what you see with others? I want to hear your stories in the comments. What have your birds been warning you about? Whether it's a sudden silence or a burst of chatter, every moment with your backyard birds is a chance to connect with the wild. I'll see you in the next one.